It is July 9th on the PCT. I'm trying something new with the camera. It is mounted to my umbrella on the side of my pack. It's been a long time since my last video. And of course, walking right into the sun. So I went back to the 360 on the camera and then immediately scratched one of the lenses. So we'll see how bad that looks. Like I said, July 9, I am currently doing a 3,000 foot climb. So I will be out of breath and gross. I have some space in this memory card I want to use up before I get into town later today, so I can send it home. So I'm just going to record till it dies. Hopefully you can hear me. I actually wired up the mic that I've been carrying for 1,300 miles and haven't used. So it's been a while since my last video. See if I can't bring you up to speed. I think in the last video, I was heading into South Lake Tahoe. I keep knocking my head into this. Not sure if this is gonna work. Yeah, heading into South Lake Tahoe. So ended up spending a quad zero there. The Mellow Mountain Hostel. That place is awesome. Highly recommend it. Has a great kitchen. So I was able to cook myself a meal. First real meal in it's like 2.5 months at the time. Have grills. Anyway, highly recommend that place. Yeah, so left there, started the Tahoe Rim Trail. Okay. Camera keeps hitting me in the head. I can't concentrate on anything. I'm gonna have to move it, but I'm hoping I get some shade first. Yes, sir. Just doing some last minute tweaks here. I'll get out of the way.
Switching to full mode.
I don't know that there is such a thing.
Not out here these days.
No. We'll see you up this one.
Oh yeah, you will. I'm breaking a lot today.
Let's see if that's any better. All right, so Tahoe Rim. First 50 so miles goes to an area called the Desolation Wilderness, and they are shared with the PCT. It's a really pretty place. Aloha Lake is worth going to. If you can go spend a day there or a couple days there, it'd be awesome. So after those, after those 50, let's see, according to the shadow, you're facing down a bit. So if I do that, should be pretty up. That was too far up. Okay. It's all experimentation. We'll see how good it looks. If it looks good at all. Okay. Sorry. Very discombobulated this morning. Aloha Lake, Desolation Wilderness. Pretty awesome. And then the next 100 miles of the Tahoe Rim. They're okay. I wouldn't tell anybody that they have to absolutely do it. Excuse me. About half of it shared with mountain bikes. So while they're technically supposed to yield to hikers, they never do. I shouldn't say never. They rarely do. And I guess I'm okay with that. It's a lot easier for me to step to the side than it is for them to stop a mountain bike doing 25 miles an hour down a hill on dirt. But they really should have 2 sets of trails. Bikes and people. One area that I would always recommend if you're there, I never can remember the name of it. It's the northeast corner. It's a wilderness. I always want to say it's St. Mary's, but it's not. It's Mount Rose. Mount Rose Wilderness. I don't know why those two completely unrelated things get mixed up in my head, but Mount Rose was really cool. So yeah, that was an extra 5 days and 100 miles. So needless to say, between my 4 zeros and my 5 Tahoe Rim Trail days, I'm way behind all of my bubble. And the weird thing was, I hiked for 4 days and only saw like 4 other hikers, through hikers. Smitten, who just passed while I was futzing with the camera, well, who just passed me, I met yesterday. But, so let's see, so between then, I had to do 11 miles back out the Tahoe Rim from Tahoe City to get back to the PCT. So that was like a 25-mile day. And then I did, I think, a 21, 26, a 28, 33. And today will be 14-ish, so I can get into town. I wanted to try to average 25-ish a day, which I think I hit with yesterday. But it's really hard to do when you have 5 days of food in your backpack. So, oh yeah, I got a whole story about backpacks. So a new resupply strategy is going to be go fast, hit every town, resupply with whatever they got. So that way I can try to go light. Only have to carry 2, maybe 3 days of food. Try to do 30, maybe like between 30 and 40 a day. Which I think, as our elevation kind of levels out, should be pretty doable. Yesterday, probably had 4,000 feet gain and 6,000 feet descent, foot descent. But yeah, my feet are killing me. The last 3 days have been super rocky. Feels like Pennsylvania on the Appalachian Trail. And it just murdered my shoes, which in turn turned my feet into hamburger. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blisters right now. 2 of which have popped because they were rubbed on so hard. And my heels are killing me just because there's no support. It's kind of a bummer because I got these shoes in Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe. So they've only done maybe 300 miles. But I am hard on shoes. And also I think just the pounding of the rocks, which I haven't had really, not for days at a time, it's just made my feet swell. And I think that's what's really causing most of the issues. So yesterday, I went through quite a lot of area like this. Actually much, much, much worse than this. from a fire last year. They're huge, like fire breaks that they had plowed into the, or cleared, bulldozed, I guess. And I mean, you can see a lot of charred trees and stuff. This area is not too bad. In the really bad areas, there's a little bit of dead pine tree needles. It's mostly just rock. All the trees, like all the pine trees, are red, like this one on my left, even if they're 100 foot tall. Because it's like, fire might not have gone all the way up to consume the top of the trees, but it burned them enough that it killed them. So there's just dead pine trees everywhere. It's like, it looks like fall colors, but it's a pine tree. And then stumps like that, or even crazier, where the entire stump and root system is burned out, and you can just look, through 5 or 6 holes down into the ground, 2 or 3, 4 feet. So needless to say, I am filthy. Like every step, just ash goes flying. Stuff I blew out of my nose this morning. Frankly, it was terrifying. I've been coughing up crap all morning and spitting junk, so I apologize for being gross, but part of being on the trail. So, I don't know what you would call this. I call this a ridge. I don't know if it's technically a ridge, but you can see it goes pretty much up to my right and down to my left. There's not a whole lot of margin for error, which is fine on trails like this, but some of it was pretty gnarly with washouts, because I'm assuming the rain, when there's no trees, just has a field day with the trail. But in general, quite a lot of the PCT looks like this. No matter if you're in the desert, it just isn't pine trees, it's cactuses. If you're in the Sierras, it's pine trees and rocks. But this is one of my biggest complaints about the PCT. Where are you supposed to go poop? How do you get off trail to go pee? And I mean, so much easier for guys. I can't imagine being a woman and wanting to find a bit of privacy to do your thing, but it's just weird how hard it is to find a place to take care of business. On the AT, at least, you have shelters every, 7, 8, 10, 12 miles or whatever. But you can do 15 miles, 20 miles of this. So there's one of those stump holes. I'll see if I can. That one's kind of collapsed in on itself, but I have no idea if you can see that. The backpack story. So, I started this trail with my old CPAX Arc Blast. And that pack, by the time I got to South Lake Tahoe, it had over 4,000 miles on it. And it's starting to get some holes worn through the side. The dynamo is delaminating, getting stringy. none of the straps would hold. Like the shoulder straps would just loosen up. So try to get a hold of Z-Packs. Or like 5 weeks till we can get you a pack. I didn't want to wait. Checked Late AF, 25 weeks. I checked some other ones, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. That's ridiculous. I know COVID slowed some production down, especially for these small cottage companies that may have very niche material that they use, but I mean, it's been what, a year and a half now. They really should have that stuff sorted. So, picked up from REI sale the Osprey Levity 45 liter. And that pack sucked. It fit well, felt good. But I couldn't get the belt to cinch tight enough. So if you have anything smaller than a 32-inch waist, I would not recommend that pack. That was a medium size. The pocket configuration on the sides and back is just about the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's all like one big pocket that's sewn into sections. And none of them are any good for anything. And then all these blue loops all over it. Like, we realize our pocket design is terrible. This is only a 45 liter sack, so we're going to give you all kinds of places to tie all your gear to the outside of it, rather than use the bag. So anyway, I got a ride into Reno from the Tahoe Rim and returned that pack and bought an REI Flash 55. And so far I really like it. Yep, it's a little heavier, but the padding on the belt and the shoulder straps is about 3 times as thick as either the Z-Packs or the Osprey. The pockets, especially on the side, there's like one perfectly shaped smart water bottle pocket on each side, and then a little gear pocket behind that, and there's a mesh panel pocket in the rear of the pack. It's just a big sack, other than the brain, which is removable. But I was going to get rid of it, but I kept it for waterproofness. Yeah, like I said, 3,000 foot climb. Over, I think, like almost 14 miles. So it's not steep. But I found when you just have these long continuous climbs, it can really tire you out. So So yeah, really digging in my REI Flesh 45. Started out around 3,000, going up to 6, currently at 42. But when you have hikers, you don't take pictures for several days, and they say it's because the trail is boring. This is what they mean. Not too much to look at. Oh, there's a view that way. See like trees. So the beginning, this area is, I guess, the Sierra Butte. Beginning of this section was quite pretty. Up until, I don't know, 3 days ago, around Sierra City. Just got so rocky. In the burn area. It's gonna be hot today. So it's probably already 75-ish. And it is 8:15 in the morning. Got a little bit of a late start today just because, strangely enough, after doing 33 miles yesterday, I couldn't sleep. Just laid there in bed. It was quite a bit warmer than I'm used to. I don't know, this is the first time we've been down in the 3,000s for a really long time. Alright. Maybe there's just a max max file length or size when you're recording in 360 or something. Probably need more of these. Types where I just walk and hike and record. Probably won't talk as much. Just that way you get a feel for what it is out here day after day. Let's see, I usually try to get started around 6:30ish in the morning, and then I hike till at least 7:30, usually 8:30. I only take a couple of breaks other than getting water and stuff. So like, try to do less than a half hour for lunch. And sometimes I try to cook dinner, do maybe half hour, 45 minutes for dinner around 6 p.m. and then keep hiking. That way I'm not cooking where I'm sleeping. So it doesn't attract bears or rodents. I did see a bear, finally, the butt of one, leaving the Tahoe Rim. This burned area, there's not a whole lot of wildlife at all. Freaking eye biter bugs, or eye biter flies. If you don't know what those are, they're like some kind of fly. Bigger than a gnat. Smaller, much smaller than a housefly. Maybe 4 gnats. Big. They just fly right in front of your face until they can just dive right into your eyeball. And they're so annoying. But the mosquitoes that were crazy in the Sierras and thereafter have kind of died down. I think, well, largely in part to the fact that this is all burned. Very dry. It's pretty weird yesterday going through the like heavily burned parts. It just was so dry and so hot. And every once in a while a little wind would kick up and it would just be hot and dry. And it would smell like stale campfire. Or like if you've ever opened up a wood stove or a fireplace that somebody's gonna clean out after they had a fire in it, like the last fire of the year, and you open it up in the spring, and it's like, ugh, stale fire. I'd really hoped that Northern California would be more forest. And I realize as I say that, this part's pretty foresty. It's just burned. But it really hasn't been like this. It's still been a lot of desert. Been walking about 2.5 miles an hour, which is a little slow for what I want to be. But like I said, these long uphills, that in my feet is killing me. $4,500 feet. That was recently cut. It smells very strongly of pine here. They've definitely been doing some maintenance. Trying to get the fire damage cleaned up. Make the trail safe to walk. Which This is about the only area I've seen any trail maintenance done in. A lot of this trail, unfortunately, is in pretty bad shape. Have you bored yet? Got 1 liter of water. So take a quick look here at when the next water source is. Oh boy, looks like we have 2 miles of southbound before we go back north again. Nice. All right. Next water in. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. We finished the southbound part. Now we're headed back north. 1.3, is there water there? Just a little bit. 3.2 for the next good one. All right. Should be okay to make it there. What we got? I have nothing clean to like clean my glasses or clean the lens of the camera. Absolutely disgusting head to toe. Oh man, this foot is killing me. All right. Red light's flashing. I'm assuming we're still recording.